Hello guys, hello everybody, welcome once again to the Village Farmers 237 channel. You know what we do here all the time, right? We talk about agriculture and of course we are into fish farming. In today's video I'll be talking about some 3 key points that you should take into consideration if you want to select the fish feed for your fish farming project. Now this is one of the questions that a lot of people ask us, and that's what I want to do here today. Okay, now the first thing you have to consider is whether the feed is sinking or floating. Now there is this thing I've always heard about sinking and floating fish feed. Now for those of you who don't know, we have the sinking fish feed is the feed that when you throw into water is going to go at the bottom of the pond. Okay, while the floating fish feed, of course, as the name suggests, is fish feed that when you throw them into the water, like you're feeding the fishes in the pond, it's going to stay on top, it's going to float on the water. So that's basically the difference between sinking and floating fish feed. Now some people think that when a feed is sinking, it means it's bad feed. No, that's the first myth that I want to just rubbish here. Okay, now there is an advantage when you have floating fish feed over sinking fish feed. Yes, there are some advantages which I'm going to discuss here, but it doesn't make sinking fish feed bad, especially for catfish. You need to understand that catfish are by nature bottom feeders. Okay, they feed from the bottom of the pond. So if you give them sinking fish feed, they are still going to eat it, or you give them floating fish feed. Some of the advantages of floating fish feed over sinking fish feed is, like, for example, when you feed your fishes, you can know the quantity of feed that they actually consume, and that's going to reduce loss. Okay, that's like you're going to reduce the number of feed that you can lose based on the fact that they're going to dissolve in water, which comes to like the second advantage. For example, if your feed sinks and go underwater, some of them are going to dissolve very fast and they might pollute your water. So if the feed is floating, these fishes will eat all of them and your water quality will still remain the same. These are just some of the advantages, but that doesn't mean that floating fish feed is or sinking fish feed is bad. That said, our feed here, Siri fish feed, is a floating fish feed. So of course it has a lot of advantages over the sinking fish feed. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing that you need to look at when you want to select your fish type is the conversion ratio. Okay, the conversion ratio is simply the amount of growth that your fishes will grow based on the number based on the quantity of feed that they are going to eat. For example, if I give 100 fishes, let's say 1 kilogram of feed, how much kilograms are they going to gain in terms of weight? The third characteristics here is mostly the protein content, or we call it the crude protein, CP level. You have to understand that the protein content of feeds vary based on the fish type. For example, you have tilapia. The nutrient requirement for tilapia fish is different from the nutrient requirement for catfish. Catfishes are carnivores, so they need a higher protein content in feed, which is what we have here in Siri fish feed. Okay, and for tilapia they need a lower, because of their digestive system, they need a lower protein content inside their feed. So guys, these were some very basic tips on what you need to do if you want to select your fish feed for your farm. And of course, one of the things you also need to look at is the cost. Okay, the fourth thing is look at the cost of the feed, because you don't just want to buy expensive feed and feed your fishes and you come out at a loss, like you're going to end your business, you're going to end your fish farming project. I know a lot of people who use imported feed, and at the end of the day they go out of business because they actually incur a loss in the process. So sometimes you might take a little bit longer, to have the same kilograms in your fish, but at a lower cost. So these are the things you need to analyze before you go into buying your fish feed for your farm. It's our mission at Siri Fish Feed to reduce your cost and increase your profitability. Okay, so guys, contact us right now. Let's talk, guys. Contact us, and of course we are going to give you more information about the Siri Fish Feed that we have here. It's produced in Cameroon. It's, some people call it local feed, but I like to call it made in Cameroon. Okay, so I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you are new to this channel, the Village Farmers 237, click on the subscription button, drop me your comments, let me know what you think, and I'm always available to respond to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.